everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Belvidere Assembly Plant. Now, if you follow me on Mopar Insiders, you probably noticed that I posted an article this afternoon highlighting that Belvidere was facing some new delays. And this news comes from the UAW Local 1268 Facebook page, where the local President Matt Frantzen posted information yesterday that the plant could face a 7-month delay in the production time to build its new products. Now, Belvidere has been at the forefront of Stellantis news for quite a while here in the US. You might recall that Stellantis idled the plant back in February of 2023 after it discontinued the Jeep Cherokee KL. The employees, local politicians, and UAW officials went to work to negotiate the return of Belvidere during the UAW-Stellantis contract talks in late 2023. Now, at that time, a deal was struck that Stellantis would use the Belvidere Assembly Plant to produce a new mid-size pickup truck, which later turned out to be the new Dakota, a new battery plant to produce electric vehicle batteries, and a new state-of-the-art Mopar Mega Hub parts distribution center. Since then, we heard plans for the mid-size pickup being produced at Belvidere were on, then off, then on, then off again. The Mopar Mega Hub plans and the plans for the battery plant were also canceled. Then, a couple of months ago, Stellantis CEO Antonio Filosa announced a new $13 billion investment into the company's U.S. manufacturing footprint, with Belvidere being the biggest part of it. Stellantis then moved the upcoming Ram Dakota to Toledo Assembly Complex, where it will join the Jeep Wrangler JL on the North Line in 2028. Belvidere, however, would end up getting the next generation Jeep Compass J4U, which is based on the Stella Medium architecture, and the all-new Jeep Cherokee, which is currently being produced in Toluca, Mexico. Now, the announcement of the Compass being moved to Belvidere caused chaos for Stellantis' Canadian labor force, as it was originally planned to be produced at the Brampton Assembly Plant. That plant, which was idled in December of 2023 after the discontinuation of the Dodge Challenger, the Dodge Charger, and the Chrysler 300L series cars, had begun to retool for the new Compass. However, in February of last year, Stellantis stopped the retool and said that it was due to a change in powertrain strategy, which we heard that the new Compass was originally supposed to be launched as an EV, so it made sense because the Trump administration was rolling back EV tax credits and emissions regulations. Now, in recent months, Stellantis has said that the tariff situation between the U.S. and Canada is the latest reason, and Brampton plans have been put on hold until the two governments can work something out. Stellantis has said that it does have plans for Brampton, however, it will not share them at this time until the tariff situation is resolved. But as for the delays at Belvidere, Local 1268 President Matt Frantzen says that he has been talking to UAW Vice President Rich Boyer, who deals directly with Stellantis. So let's go over to the UAW 1268 Facebook page and read what Frantzen had to say yesterday. He says, "I have spoken with VP Boyer about the rumors we've heard on the potential delay here in Belvidere. He has spoken with the corporation. They have confirmed to him that there is a delay of approximately 7 months. VP Boyer is currently working on the plan that he will take to the corporation that would have our trades back in the building as soon as possible, working on projects that will need to be done eventually with the retooling of the plant. This work has been outlined for VP Boyer, so he knows what we're looking at from the plant level based on the limited information given to us on what the future layout will be. As things change, or at the time we are given the plant scroll, we will be able to add to this list of work that we can do moving forward. When I get more information, I will get it out." This is separate from the conversation I had with VP Boyer. "I received an email from a person at corporate. This email had documents in it stating that the start of production for Belvidere was approximately June 2028. At this point, this is the plan that they are working from. If this is the case, retooling may start anywhere from June 2026, a 2-year retool, to January 2027, which is an 18-month retool. This information falls in line with the 7-month delay VP Boyer was notified of. This contact does not want to be named for obvious reasons. It will continue to forward any changes or updates that they have been made aware of. It is unfortunate that we have to rely on information this way until the corporation comes out and notifies us or the international on what the details are. I'll continue to pass on the information that gets leaked to me." And that's from Matt Frantzen, the president of Local 1268. So the interesting thing is after I posted my article today on Mopar Insiders, Frantzen released another post on the Locals page saying the following. He says, "This is a follow-up to yesterday's email update. I've received several emails, texts, and calls on the update I put out yesterday. I've also gone through Facebook and read several of the comments. I'm going to do what I can to answer what I can on these concerns. My layout probably won't be the best, but give me a little leeway on this. This delay is a violation to the contract. Why aren't we striking? Striking at Belvidere does nothing to help our situation. It would take the membership at all locals or the majority of the locals within the corporation to agree to strike. It is not a decision that is made by our international leadership. The rallies that we have held in the past show that there wasn't support to do this. Without this support, how do we hold the company to any commitments? VP Boyer is okay with the delay. He said he is not okay with the delay. Nothing in the email I sent out yesterday said that he was. He was working on holding the company to its commitments made, which includes getting the trades in as soon as possible to start working on the pull-ahead work. Again, until the membership says enough is enough, the VP and his staff are going to be limited. Now, another question was, the company has already received the money from the state. How can they do this? He goes, the company has received no money from the state yet. The state has steps that the company must take to receive any of this money. The company has only recently reached out to the state to start getting into this process. Now, another question was, the company has already received $334 million from the federal government for this project. He goes, it's been a few months, but the last I heard was this money was still sitting there for the company. Something could have changed over the course of time from when I heard this. I will find out what I can on this. The next question was, this timeline puts us outside of the contract. He goes, if this timeline holds true with June 2028 for the start of production, all members that can hold one shift of production should be in before the end of the contract for training purposes. The agreement on sub covers us through the contract, which is May 2028. I spoke to a reporter today. He's told me that he has spoken to the company. The company informed him that there is no change to the timeline for Belvidere. He goes, if this is the case, why would the company inform our VP that there is a 7-month delay? Why are there documents the project team is working from at corporate have the date of June 2028 for the start of production? The original commitment stated we would be building vehicles by the end of 2027. The company's refusal to be open and honest about what is taking place in Belvidere is the cause of the confusion, rumors, and frustration taking place here and all over the corporation. If the information I have to put out to this membership is wrong, the corporation has the ability to prove me wrong. Their silence is proof enough for me. Another question is, what is the cause of the delay? He goes, I don't have an answer for this. Not that I haven't asked several times. I just haven't received any answer. We're grown-ass adults here. If the company came out and said there was a delay based on something outside of their control, like timing of the machinery, tooling, etc., that would be something we would understand, but obviously we wouldn't elevate the frustration, but we'd have an answer. Without any kind of communication from the company, it appears that we're just being strung along. Now, he goes on to the Facebook posts and comments. He goes, these have been brutal to say the least. They are coming from members, ex-members, and people in the community that have never worked at the plant. It's amazing to see how many people want the plant to be reopened to fail. An opportunity that will create thousands of jobs in this area and bring people back home from wherever they've been transferred to. Crazy. So hopefully soon we'll be able to hear what is going on for sure over at Belvidere. I know the workers are eager to get back to work over there. Jeep fans are excited about an all-new generation of Jeep Compass, which the brand desperately needs. Now, if we look back at my article from the sales numbers from last year, you can see that the aging Jeep Compass MP, which is produced in Toluca, Mexico, sold only 101,997 units in the U.S. last year. Now, that is down 9% from 2024. Sales were down a whopping 30% in the fourth quarter of 2025. Now, keep in mind, this is Jeep's most affordable offering at the moment, and the third most popular nameplate for the brand in the U.S. behind the Grand Cherokee and Wrangler. So stay tuned. I will be sure to let you know more about what is going on at the Brampton Assembly Plant as soon as it breaks. Now, if you like this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I've started a new membership program here on the channel, which gets you access to some of my videos earlier, some personal live streams, and more behind-the-scenes stuff. Also, make sure to leave your comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.